Thank you. Where's our kirtan team? Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadya Dharine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna. We're about to begin. I'm accustomed to invoking auspiciousness by chanting together Sri Brahma Samhita. Many of you know the verses. The context is the original preceptor of our sampradaya, by chanting of his mantras, he became well acquainted with the ocean of truth, according to Bhakti Siddhanta's translation. And this is the ocean of truth. In various verses, let us chant together. I chant swiftly, so keep my pace. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Prakana Sadma Sukalpa Vriksha Laksha Pratesa Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevimanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam Vedum Kanvantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham Barhapatam Samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandrakara Sadvanamalya Vankshi Ratnangadam Pranayakini Kilavidasam Shambam Tribangalalitam Niyatap Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashanti Panti Kalayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chenmaya Sat Ujvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achutam Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayovanam Cha Vedesha Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhakta Govindamadi Purusham Antastu Koti Satavatsara Sampragamyo Vayoratapi Manaso Muni Pungavanam Sopyasti Adpapadasinya Vajinja Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam Chaitam Jagadanda Koti Yach Chaktirasti Jagadanda Chayaya Dantaha Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam Baba Baba Tadayo Manajasta Taiva Samprapya Rupa Mahimashanayana Busha Sukpayam Eva Nigamapratadaistavanti Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda Chenmaya Rasapati Bhavitabhis Bhavirya Eva Nijarupataya Kalabihi Goloka Eva Nivisanya Kiladma Bhutto Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Premanjana Charita Bhakti Vinochanena Santaksadaiva Hridayesha Vilokayanti Yam Shama Sundaram Achintu Ganasarupam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ramadi Murtu Shakalani Amena Tishtan Nana Vatara Makarod Bhuvaneshu Kinto Krishnakshmayam Sambhavavak Paramak Pamanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti Koti Svashesha Vasudhari Vibhoti Bindam Tad Brahma Niskalamanantam Ashesha Bhotam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam Raya Hiyasya Jagadanda Shatani Sute Trigunya Tadvishaya Veda Vitayamana Sattvabalam Vipara Sattvam Vishuddha Sattvam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Asta Chenmaya Rasamataya Manakso Yat Praninam Paniparam Smaratamapetya Lilayatena Bhuvanani Jagadya Jasram Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Golokanamni Nitadamni Talecha Tasya Devi Mahesha Haridama Suteshu Teshu Te Prabhava Nichayavi Hitaschayena Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Kristi Stati Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chayeva Yasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga Ichchanarupam Apiyasya Tatesta Tesa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Chiram Yadhadidhi Vikar Vishesha Yogat Sanjayate Nihitatak Pratagasti Hekto Yaksham Bhutam Abhitatasam Upaiti Karyad Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Viparcha Eva Hidashamtaram Abhyupetya Dipayateva vritahetu samana dharma. Yastadrik eva icha Vishnu taya vivati. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Yatkaranarna bhajale bhajati sma yoga. Nidramananta jagadanda saroma kupaha. Adara shakti bhavalamya param samurtim. Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Yasyaika nishvasitakalam atavalambhya. Jivanti loma viraja jagadandanataha. Vishnur Mahanti Yasya Kalavishesho Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam Asvanya Tankshma Sakaleshu Najesha Tejaha Swiyam Kiyat Prakariyat Tadvitad Vadatra Ramaya Esha Jagadanda Vidhana Karta Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yat Pala Pallava Yugan Vidhaya Kumbha Dvande Pranama Samanesha Ganadi Rajaha Bighan Brahantam Anamacha Jagatrayasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Agnir Mehit Guru Ambamarodishasha Palastatatma Manasita Jagatrayani Yasmad Bhavanti Vibhavanti Vishanti Yangcha Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yat Chakshur Isa Sabita Sakalagrahanam Raja Samursta Surmas Cheshta Tejaha Yasyagya Brahmatik Sambrita Kala Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Dharmota Papa Nichayashritayasta Pangsi Brahmadi Kita Padagavadayasta Jivaha Yadatrama Vikataprakata Prabhava Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yatvinda Gopamatavendra Mahosra Karma Bhandararupa Padavajanam Atunoti Mani Nirdahita Kincha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajam Kalyadi Bhiti Salyamoha Gura Gora Vasivya Bhavai Sanchincha Tasha Sadishim Tanam Aparete Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yakanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpa Tarvo Drama Bhumis Chintamani Ganamayam Amritam Kataganam Natyam Ganamam Api Vangshi Priyasaki Chidanandam Jyoti Paramapita Daspadyam Apicha Ta Yatra Sharagbi Vrashavati Sarabi Vyasya Sumahan Timeshad Yakyova Vrajati Yahi Atrapi Samaya Bhaje Shvetad Vipam Tamaham Iha Golokamityam Vedanta Station Tashati Virala Sharakati Paye Ishara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Sadir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Important step, making a connection with Krishna through disciplic succession. And I wanted to make reference to what you see on the screen. This is a scene from the 11th canto, chapter 3. It's a scene where King Nimi, who's standing by the throne on the right side, was about to begin a yajna performed by brahmanas who were over there in the left side. And just as the yajna was about to begin, lo and behold, on the upper left, the Navayogendras just descended. The Navayogendras are 9 of the 100 sons of King Rishabdev. And some of the sons of Rishabdev became kings, some became brahmanas, and some became the Navayogendras, meaning like Narada Muni, they're beyond or outside of the Varna and Ashram system. And they didn't require an aircraft, they didn't require anything. They just descended from the sky. Pretty spectacular. So the yajna stopped, which isn't to happen, but they stopped because of this most amazing event. And the king paid his obeisances to the Navayogendras. He didn't know who they were, but he could understand their exaltedness. And as is appropriate, after offering obeisances, he asked a number of questions, requesting them to respond, receiving transcendental knowledge from the right source. So the first of the speakers is Sri Antariksha. Antariksha is the name of one of the 9 brothers. And the topic that King Nimi wanted to inquire from Antariksha about was the nature of transcendence and how to make the connection with transcendence from one who's not in transcendence. That's us. The king is placing himself in that position. So I'm going to read the translation of 2 verses. You can see on the screen 22 and 23. Accepting the bona fide spiritual master. This is the translation of the verse. No, it's not there. It's here. But the verse number is there. Later you can look. Some people like to look while it's going on. 11.3.22. Translation. Accepting the bona fide spiritual master as was life and soul and worshipable deity, the disciple should learn from him the process of pure devotional service. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, the soul of all souls, is inclined to give himself to his pure devotees. Therefore, the disciple should learn from the spiritual master to serve the Lord without duplicity and in such faithful and favorable way that the Supreme Lord, being satisfied, will offer himself to the faithful disciple. There's lots of nice commentary, especially Sridhar Swami and Jiva Goswami. Sridhar Swami says in his commentary that an example of the Lord giving himself to his devotee is the example of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj was born in a Daitya family of demons, but he had the nature of pure bhakti. So when Vamana appeared and requested 3 paces of land, etc., etc., he surrendered everything. Everything. And as a result, Vamana gave himself to Bali. I mean, it looked like a disaster, but it wasn't a disaster. Lord Vamana said, I put my devotee, Bali, into this difficulty just to demonstrate to the world his exaltedness. Because even when he surrendered everything, there was nothing left to surrender. And I demanded more than everything. He gave his head. And then I bound him. And he didn't protest. Hey, wait a minute. I surrendered everything and you're binding me? What's going on? This is unfair, etc. He didn't do any of that. I wanted to show this exalted nature because he is mine and I am his. This is a very intimate understanding of relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And specifically, the verse and then the commentary of Jiva Goswami is saying, same as we sing in our prayers every morning to the spiritual master. Sakshadhari tvena samasta shastriya uktastata bhavyate eva sadvi. That is, the spiritual master has accepted like or as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the personality of Godhead likes to give himself through his devotee. We'll say the same thing a different way. Prabhupada's one of the ways of saying this is Krishna gives power of attorney. Nice modern term. Power of attorney. Power of attorney means the person who I give power of attorney, whatever he says, whatever he signed, whatever he does is as good as me doing it. Power of attorney. I have so much confidence in this person. Power of attorney. So Krishna gives his power of attorney to the spiritual master so that the spiritual master can give Krishna. But Krishna wants to give honor to his devotee. So he gives power of attorney to his devotee to give him. Again, Sridhar Swami is commenting, Krishna likes to give himself to his pure devotee. So a small thing, become a pure devotee, right? But become a pure devotee and Krishna is yours. But Krishna is yours doesn't mean you put him in your pocket and walk down the street saying, now I'm rich, I've got Krishna in my pocket. But it's the gift of Krishna's presence in the life of such a devotee. Krishna gives himself to that devotee. And he does so through the medium or via medium of his representative, the pure devotee. And taking shelter of the pure devotee means taking shelter of Krishna. So very soon there's going to be vows, and I want to make this point really clear. The point of submission is unto Krishna. Prabhupada's language is the submission is unto the current link, but the current link, it doesn't accept the submission. The current link passes it on and passes it on and passes it on, and ultimately it's Krishna who is accepting the submission, because ultimately the submission is unto Krishna through the via media of the current link. So initiation means taking vows, and the submission is unto Krishna, and the acceptance is by Krishna. So that means one then becomes whatever one's family, but that means the body, was born in, and that's one's gotra, technically. And when one takes initiation, then the body gotra remains the same, but the spiritual gotra is accepted because it's a second birth, dvija. Ja and dvija. And thus, one becomes a member of the Achyuta gotra. Just recently, when visiting temples in South India, we went to a few places where the priest wanted to do a puja. So he asked the person who was accompanying us that spoke the same language that he did, what is his gotra? And the answer was Achyuta gotra. And he didn't blink. I guess he's used to it by now. Achyuta gotra. Because one says the name and one says the gotra and says it's etc., etc. So this is the ceremony of becoming part of Krishna's family, Achyuta gotra. And then, therefore, a name connected to Krishna or Krishna's devotees or Krishna's qualities or Krishna's pastimes or Krishna's form is given to help the person remember the Achyuta gotra. He or she become part of Krishna's family. And this becoming part spiritually is two things. Simple. Submission and acceptance. Along with submission comes vows. And along with the vows comes Krishna's acceptance. It's part of submission and part of the acceptance. In Jiva Goswami's commentary on this verse that I just read, I'm going to read the next one also. Jiva Goswami says, or writes, that the spiritual master is accepted as the Atma. No, we're an Atma, we're a living entity, part of Krishna. But the spiritual master is considered to be the Atma, or the very life of the disciple. Now, the life of their life, you can say. Atma. And in the course of life, we experience many events, sometimes and sometimes. Sometimes favorable, sometimes unfavorable, sometimes. And the kaleidoscope keeps moving, and circumstances keep moving. Time keeps moving everything. But there's something that's timeless for the devotee or the disciple of the Atma, and that is the relationship. We're going to touch on this again shortly. And that becomes the very basis of one's life. The kaleidoscope moves, and one may do this, and then later one may do that, and later one may do another thing. And we all are doing something. But it's going to change, and it's going to change. But one thing doesn't change, and that's our relationship with Krishna is ours. Our relationship with the spiritual master is the via media for the relationship with Krishna. And the soul is eternal, and that relationship is eternal. The body will dissolve in course of time. But that doesn't dissolve in course of time. It's eternal. That's Jiva Goswami's commenting. And in reciprocation for that submission, the Lord gives himself. So it's not a one way. It's a relationship. And that's the understanding of what this verse is saying. Antariksha is saying to King Nimi, who wanted to know how to know God and one's relationship with him. He's spelling it out. Next verse, 23. A sincere disciple should learn to disassociate the mind from everything material and positively cultivate association with his spiritual master and other saintly devotees. He should be merciful to those in an inferior position to him, cultivate friendship with those on an equal level, and meekly serve those in a higher spiritual position. Thus, he should learn to deal properly with all living beings. Oh, he's showing on the screen after all. If those of you that are accustomed to hearing our Gaudiya teachings, that's a Madhyama Adhikari. These instructions are for the king who is in the Madhyama Adhikari position. Madhyama means he's not yet at the topmost, he's not just a total neophyte or a materialistic person. He is in the practitioner of bhakti, and there are gradations of living entities, and according to the consciousness and position of living entities, there's various relationships. Madhvacharya comments on this verse. He refers to Garuda Purana. Within this universe, those who take birth as demigods, great rishis, and pious human beings are all considered santas, or saintly persons. So who's the saintly persons? Those who you look up to. And then there's categories: demigods, rishis, and pious human beings. There's some pious human beings on this planet, and those are persons who one should try to serve. There's different ways of trying to serve, but ultimately the trying to serve is this one. The third verse, and then I'm going to close. This is text 26. Can you see? One should have firm faith that he will achieve all success in life by following those scriptures that describe the glories of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavan. At the same time, one should avoid blaspheming other scriptures. One should rigidly control his mind, speech, and bodily activities, always speak the truth, and bring the mind and senses under full control. Rupa Goswami discusses this in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. This is the intermediate stage or process of becoming a liberated soul, becoming fully self-realized. There's refraining from sinful, that's part of our vows of initiation, and the positive is dedication of oneself to the spiritual master. Now, when we read in Chaitanya Charitamrita about Lord Nityananda, we find that Lord Nityananda is to Lord Chaitanya as Balaram is to Krishna. So to understand Lord Nityananda, there's a lot of discussion about Balaram. And Balaram is said to be the original spiritual master, Adi Guru. Lord Nityananda is the guru representing Lord Chaitanya. And the category, it's a detail, but it's pretty simple. The category is Swayam Prakash. So Krishna is to Bhagavan Swayam. Right? Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Krishna's to Bhagavan Swayam. Krishna is the Swayam Bhagavan. And Swayam Prakash is one who manifests Swayam. Prakash. Make manifest. Balaram's service is to manifest Krishna. And the Guru's function is to represent Balaram by manifesting Krishna. Therefore, the Guru is the manifestation, the empowered representative of Balaram. That's what the meaning of Swayam Prakash. There's the reference. Now, can someone turn the ringer off? Is that possible? Oh, good. Swayam Prakash. Very briefly, when Krishna performed his pastimes in Vrindavan and outside of Vrindavan, one of the things, along with enjoying loving exchanges with his devotees, is he protected his devotees from demons. And some of the demons he killed. However, as you may know, there are two demons in Krishna's Braja Leela that Balaram killed. And Bhakti Vinoda Thakur discusses this. Specifically, he discusses that there are, what Balaram did in killing these two demons is he showed that the devotee of Krishna, through the agency of spiritual master, has to fend against demons or obstacles on the path of bhakti that Krishna will help with, but one has to make one's own effort as well. It's written in two places. One of them is Chaitanya Shikshamrita, and Dhenukasura was one. Dhenukasura represents gross intellect and ignorance of spiritual reality. So one of the functions of spiritual master is to again and again and again present spiritual reality to the devotees tirelessly. Srila Prabhupada was engaged in that activity. I just read something 2 days ago. One of Gopal Krishna Maharaj's disciples sent me a little note, something he heard in class. Prabhupada was in New York, and they suggested, Prabhupada, you look weak and tired. could you just take some time out and go to Gita Nagari, the farm community, and rest more? We would be very happy if you would do that. And surprisingly, Prabhupada said, please don't deprive me of the opportunity to sacrifice for Krishna. Something like that. Not verbatim, but something like that. And what was the sacrifice for Krishna project? The project was giving Krishna. Anybody, everybody, this means, that means, every means. That's his life was given to his spiritual master, who gave it all to Krishna. Because his spiritual master did want something, need something. They're a good team. Bhakti Siddhanta and Srila Prabhupada tirelessly giving Krishna to one and all. And that's a guru function. But, what giving Krishna means there's obstacles. Dhenukasura is one of those. Just gross ignorance. Maybe material intelligence, but lack of fundamental spiritual understanding. Because it's contradictory to advancing in spiritual life. So the spiritual master, or Balaram, or on behalf of Balaram, the spiritual master, will tirelessly help the disciple. Just like this morning, some of you attended the morning class. Bhakti Siddhanta was helping his disciple to understand the purpose and the methodology of chanting. And where's that, when you get on that train, where's it going? It's a very inspiring train, a very inspiring process. But helping the disciple overcome the coverings and get to reality. That's a spiritual master function, and it's like Balaram helping the cowherd boys become free from Dhenukasura. It's a nice comparison. And the other demon that he killed was Pralambasura. And Pralambasura, he was pretending to be a cowherd boy who was wrestling with Balaram, and Balaram defeated him, and so Pralambasura had to carry Balaram. And his plan wasn't just to carry Balaram, his plan was to kill Balaram. So as a demon, he made his body bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and Balaram suddenly understood, wait a minute, this isn't a cowherd boy at all. And with one blow of his fist, he finished him. So a sham personality, and there are persons who, in the garb of or in the guise of spiritualists, don't really have the proper understanding. And in fact, it detracts from progressive spiritual life. So Balaram helped the cowherd boys. Balaram will help us. The spiritual master will help us. But there has to be effort on our side. That's the message from Bhakti Siddhanta and Bhakti Vinoda Thakur on this topic. The spiritual master will help, but it's something that we must personally do with their help. Ward against these two. And one last thing, as mentioned already, once one is famous in Bhagavad Gita, Swalpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. Any spiritual progress one makes in this lifetime is never lost. Anything material is lost. Anything spiritual is never lost. Whatever progress one makes, it's permanent. And here's a nice statement that Srila Prabhupada made in relation to initiation. 1969, Prabhupada wrote, I have accepted you as my disciple, and you have accepted me as your spiritual father. This relationship cannot be ended anymore. It is eternal. And this picture is a little fuzzy. Here's the picture with higher resolution. And in the painting you see, or the photo, you see a younger version of me, right in the middle there in the front. The situation was, this is the sitting room of Prabhupada's quarters. There was a drama being performed by what was then called the Vaikuntha players. Prabhupada is enjoying, the devotees are enjoying, Prabhupada enjoying. They're enjoying Prabhupada enjoying more than they're enjoying the drama. Prabhupada liked different ways of displaying Krishna Bhakti. But once one has that connection, it's a permanent and eternal connection, Juta Gotra. The other Gotras come and go in lifetime after lifetime. But this is Prabhupada on the spiritual connection with the spiritual master, who's the empowered representative of Balaram, whose his business, his existence is to Swayam Prakash, to make the gift of Krishna, make Krishna, who wants to be in the life of the devotee, to be gifted to the devotee. So we heard this morning Bhakti Siddhanta describing how that gift comes through the holy name. So the spiritual master gives the gift of the holy name. And that's what we're doing this morning. Initiation into the chanting of the holy name. So that's the topic I wanted to discuss. And now comes one of the nicest parts of any initiation ceremony, and that's the taking of vows and giving of your name and so forth. So why don't all three of you, just because there's only three of you, go back to Prabhupada's Vyasa-san, make a little path for them to get back there, offer your obeisances, then come forward. Hey, Madatri, you have a microphone? I want her to say something about these devotees before they take their vows. It's
Hare Krishna. So we have three devotees getting initiated today, and I'm going to give the mic over, Maharaj, to three people. They're going to speak about them also. Vamshi Gopal Prabhu, if you'd like to speak about Shaikiram Prabhu.
Don't read it, say it.
Yeah, Maharaj. I don't want to miss anything, so I just wrote it up. But I met Sai Kiran Prabhu only a few months ago. He
Speak
was here.
slowly.
Yeah, I met Sai Kiran Prabhu only a few months ago.
Very good.
Yeah, I met Sai Kiran Prabhu only.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I only know him for last few months. He was here first time in Phoenix in month of August. I saw him attending the Mangalarti on one of the weekends. So I thought, usually he says birthdays, people come to Mangalarti, are very few people who are initiated may be coming to Mangalarti, but Sai Kiran Prabhu and Pujita Mataji used to come to Mangalarti regularly. And I saw him serving in the temple, doing kitchen service. They are very good example for already for initiated devotees also, with their sincere service attitude and their sadhana, and so they are very good sadhakas. Recently, Prabhu also conducted his own program in the month of Kartik. He invited his colleagues and friends to give them a taste of Nama, and also introduce them to the Damodara ghee lamp offering. So, and they are also attending Bhakti Shastri course before taking an initiation, and there are a lot of good qualities in them, which inspires our congregation and also the initiated devotees. We are happy to have them in our congregation, which is really inspiring.
I second all of that. Leelavati Mataji, you can talk about Pujita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So, I met Pujita Mataji for the first time in the temple. It's been only few months. And even though I have known her only for a few months, she has become very dear to me. I greatly admire her service attitude, simplicity, humbleness, and willingness to help. She is very dedicated in doing service, and multiple times I asked her to help in the boutique seva. and she readily accepted and she did. So she used to come for Mangalarti and then help in the kitchen until 3 p.m. the same day. That shows her greatness. There are many things to share about her great personality, but one that strikes to my mind is her simplicity, openness, and ready to mingle and the positive attitude.
Don't read it. Speak it.
For me, for my own notes.
No,
So,
just speak it
okay.
from your heart.
So, yeah, recently, like Mataji, like Prabhu, and then they conducted the home program for the Damodar Ashtakam and then Gilamp offering. So Mataji cooks very nice prasadam also, and she likes to feed, which everybody enjoys. Yeah. And yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Leelavati Mataji. So, Pujita Mataji really is a good example of a devoted, dedicated volunteer. So, thank you so much, Mataji.
That's just to these two, and then save the best for last. Okay. Your mother and father are here, all the way from Hyderabad. So, again, thank you for coming and participating in this nice event. So there's 3 vows. One is on your beads, how many rounds you'll chant every day for the rest of your life. That's a big vow.
Minimum 60 rounds of chanting first.
And the rules that you'll follow.
No eating, no gambling.
Very good. And you'll continue as you've been doing, make your best effort to follow Prabhupada's teachings for the rest of your life.
My best effort.
Okay, that's the vow. That's the vow. Okay. Initiated name, Shama Harida. Your good wife. You get the microphone. Okay, and like your good husband, how many rounds you chant every day for the rest of your life?
16 notes, Maharaj.
Good. And the 4 rules that you'll follow?
No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex.
Okay. And like your good husband, you'll continue following Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Yes?
Yes.
Very good. Initiated name is Prema Lata. Devi. These names don't need an explanation. Everyone knows. Okay, and Archana.
So, we'll have Namapriya Mataji talk about Archana.
Hare Krishna. I think everybody here in the congregation knows Archana Mataji doesn't need more introduction. However, just for my own purification also, I'll glorify her a little bit.
Sure.
So Archana Mataji, I've known her for quite some time. And all along in the journey, what I feel is that she's been so consistent in her service all along. And of course, we know Kevala Bhakti Prabhu also, how they both are so dedicated in their services to the congregation, to Guru Maharaj, the devotees, everyone. So in the past, she's done several services, like her kirtan. I think I don't know if everybody has heard her kirtan. The first time I heard it, I'm like, who's this professional singer over here? Such beautiful, very beautiful kirtan. And also it's coming from the heart, you can tell. So that's her really very striking, although we don't get to listen her so much, but that's one thing. Then she also assisted me with Sunday school services back in the day. She was taking the younger kids, and then, so those are the different things. And right now, she's doing a very important service with the child protection team. So she is one of our members and then really helps us, keep up with everything that's needed with the guidelines and everything for the protection of our children. So all of these services, I still have to say the most important one, that's her favorite, is Harinam. whenever once a month, Kevala Bhakti Prabhu will arrange for the once a month Sankirtan to go to Mill Avenue, ASU. She does such amazing book distribution. Everybody else I've seen maybe a little bit shy, maybe not very confident in approaching newcomers, but Mataji has no hesitancy, and you can tell that she's really coming from the heart. Very inspiring to see how Mataji does book distribution. Yeah, so that's something really I want to call out. And then again, I'm just very inspired to see Mataji's services all along. She's also very much like a Ram Bhakta. And that's really very dear to her heart. And she's been listening to Nityananda Pran Prabhu's classes also. So many things I can go on and on about her, but really very inspiring
enough.
to have Mataji. Thank you.
I have one question. Does your daughter understand what's going on? She understands. She's a playful little one. Active and playful. Hi, Krishna. Big smile. Okay. Big moment. Okay. How many rounds you'll chant on your beads for the rest of your life? And the 4 rules that you'll follow. Very good. And like the others, you'll continue making best effort to follow Prabhupada's teachings the rest of your life. Very good. Your initiated name is Anugraha Devi.
Anugraha Devi Dasi.
The meaning, this one needs a meaning. Anugraha is one of Krishna's personal Shaktis who specifically gives his mercy. Anugraha is an aspect of Krishna's personal potencies that gives Krishna's mercy. Anugraha Devi Dasi. Okay, take it away. Do you need a microphone? No. Kirtan for a bit? Okay.
Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Ram, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Now we're starting Havan with Guru Parampara. First of all, you have to offer to your Guru Maharaj and then go through the Srila Prabhupada and Vaisyansa Sir Thakur and all of our Parampara and Gopi Gard, Sakha Gard and Radha and Krishna finally. We do Havanam for all of them. ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति सोपदान्तिकं नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते रोमपादस्वामी इति नामिने नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने स्वाहा पहले गुरु देखना यम गुरुदेव नमः ये यहाँ पर देखिए और पावन स्वामी नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रस्थाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य दशतारिणे स्वाहा। नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत स्वामी नामिने श्री वार्षवानवी देहि दयित्राय कृताभय कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्य उज्ज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्री रूपानुग भक्तिदा श्री गौर करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमते दिनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्ध अपसिद्धांत द्वंद्वहारिणे स्वाहा। नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बं रसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजायते स्वाहा। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय प्रतिदानंदनामिने गौरसु शक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवराय ते स्वाहा। Like this. गौराविर्भाव भूमेस्तुम निर्दिष्ट सज्जन प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः स्वाहा। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो स्वाहा। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतिसे नमः स्वाहा। नित्यानंदम अहम वंदे नित्यानंदम अहम वंदे कर्णे लंबित कुंडलम चैतन्यानंद रूपेण पवित्रीकृत भूतलम स्वाहा। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते स्वाहा। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये स्वाहा। जयतौ सुरतौर्पङ्गुर्मम मन्द मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्भोजौ राधा मदन मोहनौ स्वाहा। श्रीमद दिव्याबिंदारण्य कल्पद्रुमद श्रीमद रत्नगार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद राधा श्रील गोविंद देवौ पृष्ठालिवेश विमानं स्मरामि स्वाहा। श्रीमन्रासरसारम्भि वंशी भट ततस्थितः कर्षन् वेणुर्स्वरैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथ श्रेयस्तु नः स्वाहा। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद स्वाहा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 स्वाहा। अस्य कर्मणः going to the ओम भू स्वाहा इदं विष्णवे इदं नामः ओम भुवस्वाय इदं अच्युताय इदं नामः ओम स्वस्वाय इदं नारायणाय इदं नामः ओम भूर्भुवस्व स्वाय इदं अनंताय नमः। नमस्कारम। ओम श्री कृष्ण वै सच्चिदानंद घन कृष्णादि पुरुषम कृष्ण पुरुषोत्तमम हाहु कृष्ण करमादि मूलम कृष्ण स सर्व कार्य कृष्ण का सम दिशा मुखम प्रभु पूज्यम कृष्णो नाद अस्मिन् आजान्तम वन्य यन्मगम तत्लभते कृति स्वाहा। We did already Brahma Samhita. Maybe we going to the यम ब्रह्म वेदांत विदो वदन्ति तथा प्रधानं पुरुषं तथान्ये विश्वोद्गते कारणं तस्मै नमो विघ्न विनाशनाय ओम तद विष्णु परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरया दृशा चक्षुराज जागरमेते विष्णु यद परमं पदम्। Okay. हरि ओम सहस्रश्रीरेखा पुरुष सहस्राच सहस्रपात स भूमिं गुम्बिशतो भृतदाजितसान्दनाथसाङ्गुलं स्वाहा पुरुषम् इवेदं सर्वं यत्पुच्चयच्च वावम् उतामृतस्य यत् अन्न यदुशान अन्नेन तिरोहति स्वाहा ओम यतावान समयमा अतो यायं स पुरुष पादोस्य विश्वभूतानि त्रिपादशामृतां देवी स्वाहा ओम त्रिपाद उदयत पुरुष पादोशा भवत पुनः ततो विश्वान विक्रमत् शासनानेन शने अवेः स्वाहा ओम तस्मात् विराड अजायत विराजो अधिपुरुष सजातो अतिरिक्त पश्चात् भूमिम् अधो पुरा स्वाहा यत पुरुषेण हविषः देवा एगम् अतन्वतः वसन्तु आस्याद् आज्यं कृष्ण इदम शरदवेः स्वाहा ओम सताशासन परिधय त्रिशब्द सनिधः कृतः देवा यद् यज्ञं तन्मानम् अवद्यं पुरुषं वसुं स्वाहा ओम तं यज्ञं वर्षि प्रवचन् पुरुष जागमग्रतः तेन देवा अजयन्ति साधया ऋषयश्चये स्वाहा तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वभूतः संवृतं प्रीशन् आज्यं पांशुतां च चक्रे वायवन् आरणं ग्रामचये स्वाहा ओम तस्मात् यज्ञात् सर्वभूत ऋचः समानि जगिरे छन्दांसि जगिरे तस्मात् अजायतः स्वाहा ओम यत् पुरुषं वेददुदा कतिदा विकल्पयं मुख किं कौं बाहु कामौ रूपदौच्यते स्वाहा ओम ब्राह्मण च मुखम् आसीद् बाहुराजन्यकृतः उरु तद् यद् वैश्यं पदधाम शूद्रो अजायत स्वाहा चन्द्रमा मनसो जातो चक्षुसूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रा च अग्निसर्पण वायुरजायत स्वाहा ओम नाव्या आसीद अंतरिक्षेण शिष्णोध्यौ समवर्तत पदभां भूमिर्दिशस्तुतां तथा तथा लोकान् अकल्पयन् स्वाहा ओम वेदाहम् एतत् पुरुषं महान्तम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसस्तु पारे सर्वाणि रूपाणि विचिन्त्य धीरो नामानि कृत्याभिपदान यदाते स्वाहा धाता पुरस्ताद् यद् उज्जहार शक्र प्रदेशं प्रदेशतसहस्रः तमेवं विद्वानं रीतं भवति नान्यं पन्था अयेनाय विद्यते स्वाहा ओम यज्ञेन यज्ञं याजयन्त देवतानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्या सत्यः नाकं महिमान सचन्ति यत्र पूर्वसाद्य सन्ति देवाः स्वाहा going to the Vaishnava Manam. हरि ओम तत्सत् ओम विष्णु 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 अद्यः अद्य श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण मंदिरे यह पुण्य भूमौ दीक्षा दीक्षा कार्य यत्किञ्चिदं वैगुणं जातं तद्वच प्रसमानं श्रीकृष्ण स्मरणं पूर्वकं सात्यायनं होमं विदुनाम अग्नये कुर्वयं विदुनाम अग्नये नमः बस go to the ओम भू स्वाहा इदम अग्नये नमः ओम भू स्वाहा इदम अग्नये नमः भुव स्वाहा इदम अच्युताय नमः मम ओम सु स्वाहा इदम नारायणाय नमः ओम भूर्भुव सु स्वाहा इदम अनंताय नमः ओम क्लीं कृष्णाय नमो नमः पायिनो अच्युतो येन से स्वाहा इदम विष्णवे नमः ओम पायिनो विश्वस्य वेदसे स्वाहा इदम विष्णवे नमः ओम पायिनो पायि हरे विभो स्वाहा इदम विष्णवे नमः ओम सर्वपायि श्रीपति स्वाहा इदम विष्णवे इदम नमः ओम पुनर्ऊर्जा ओम यज्ञात यज्ञ क्रियतो मिथो विष्णु तदच कल्पयतम हि वेतम यथा तथम स्वाहा इदम विष्णवे इदम नमः विष्णु प्रजापति विष्णु न तोदन्यान्यो विश्व जातानि परितबभुव यद कामते जोषोतु नो वस्तु वयं श्याम पतो रेणम विष्णवे स्वाहा ओम भू स्वाहा इदं विष्णवे नमः ओम भुव स्वाहा इदं अच्युताय नमः भू सो स्वाहा इदं नारायणाय नमः भूर्भुव सो स्वाहा इदं अनंताय नमो नमः पंचमहाभागवत वैष्णव होम ओम भिक्ष सोनादि पंचमहाभागवताय स्वाहा ओम सनातनाय स्वाहा ओम स सनंदन स्वाहा ओम स सनत्कुमाराय स्वाहा नवयोगेंद्र हवन ओम कवये स्वाहा ओम हवये स्वाहा ओम अंतरिक्षाय स्वाहा ओम प्रबुद्धाय स्वाहा ओम पिप्लनानाय स्वाहा ओम आविर्वस्त्राय स्वाहा ओम द्रुमिलाय स्वाहा ओम चमसाय स्वाहा ओम करवायामे स्वाहा ओम नारदादि द्वादश महाजनाय स्वाहा ओम नारदाय स्वाहा ओम कपिलाय स्वाहा ओम हेम भागवताय स्वाहा ओम भीष्म देवताय स्वाहा ओम सुखदेवाय स्वाहा ओम जनकाय स्वाहा ओम सदाशिवाय स्वाहा ओम प्रहलादाय स्वाहा ओम ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा ओम बलिराजाय स्वाहा इत्यादि Okay. Again, few minutes. You can have leaves with Sibra. Few minutes. ओम श्री कृष्ण चंद्र चैतन्याय स्वाहा ओम नित्यानंदाय स्वाहा ओम अद्वैताय स्वाहा ओम पंडित गरा दिव्य स्वाहा ओम श्री बासाय स्वाहा ओम रूपानादि षड्गोस्वामी गणेभ्यो स्वाहा ओम ओम अंतरंगाय पौर्णमयादि कृष्ण सर्व सखीभ्य स्वाहा ओम श्री कृष्ण श्री दामनादि सकल गोपाल गणाय स्वाहा ओम गुरवे स्वाहा ओम सर्वेभ्यो महंत गुरुभ्यो स्वाहा ओम सर्वेभ्यो चैत्य गुरवे स्वाहा ओम श्री वार्षधानाभि गांधीर्वके कार्तिका देवी श्री कृष्ण प्रिय सर्वेश्वरी क्लीं श्रीं वृंदावन सेवाधिकार प्रदे श्रीं ह्रीं तुभ्यं श्री राधिकायै स्वाहा ओम श्री राधिकाय नमः ओम कृष्णो वै सच्चिदानंद कृष्णादि पुरुषं कृष्ण पुरुषोत्तम हाव कर्मादि मूलम कृष्ण स सर्वकार्य कृष्ण कासं कृष्णादि मुखं प्रपूज्यं कृष्णदादर्शन आंतम बाह्यं यन् मंगलम तत् लभते कृते क्लीं कृष्णाय स्वाहा ललितादि सर्वा सखीभ्य गणेभ्य स्वाहा ओम नारायणादि अवतार गणेभ्यो स्वाहा ओम इदम कलियुगताराय पितमूर्ताय स्वाहा ओम वृंदावन धामनाय स्वाहा ओम श्री वृंदावनाय स्वाहा ओम द्वात्रिंशत् उपवनेभ्यो स्वाहा ओम वृंदावन द्वादश वनेभ्यो स्वाहा ओम श्रीं क्लीं स्थावर ब्रज स्थावरम जंगम सपरिक्रम श्री श्री राधा कृष्णाभ्यम स्वाहा ओम राधा गोविंद हरे स्वाहा ओम राधा माधव स्वाहा गौरांग नित्यानंदाय स्वाहा ओम श्रीनाथ जी गोपालाय स्वाहा ओम तुलसी सालिग्रामाय स्वाहा ओम ओम गिरिराजाय स्वाहा ओम उग्रम वीरम महाविष्णु ज्वलंतम सर्वतोमुखम नृसिंहम विष्णुम भद्रम मृत्युर्मृतो नमामि हम स्वाहा। चलिए अब पूर्णाहुति खड़े महाराज एक केला देंगे यू आल्सो डू कम अप जगन्नाथ को सुभद्राय स्वाहा सीताराम लक्ष्मण स्वाहा वो केला लेके घी में केला लगाएंगे ओके वन फॉर महाराज दे दो ओके ओके ओम यज्ञं ओम प्रावो अनिरुद्र प्रशुभं यज्ञं प्रशुभं यज्ञपति भगाय सर्वपाद पाद सर्वकेतुपकेतं न पुनन्तु मां भागेषु वाचं सुदधातु हरि ओम इदम् अनंत अवस्थम् ओम अच्युता अनवस्थम् ओम इदं सरस्वती अवस्थम् ओम ओम भू वैष्णवानामधिपते विष्णु रुद्रस्तथा चिरतो वृषः पशूनाम् अस्माकं मामहिजिम् एदस्तु हुतं तव स्वाहा ओम पूर्ण होम एषसे विष्णवे ज्योमि योऽस्मै विष्णवे ज्योमि वा भरस्मै ददाति विष्णुर्भरं विष्णु एषसा भामि लोके स्वाहा डाल दीजिए ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे अब बाकी सारे के फाइल डालो जो उन्होंने बताया लास्ट में मतलब और छोटा है इसका है
Without Dora, जय श्री श्री नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की, Srila Prabhupada ki. Now it's Prabhu's. We have class. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna devotees. We have our next session now. That is, we'll get to hear from His Grace Shyamasundar Prabhu. If we can all settle down. Hare Krishna. I took your job. Oh, no, that's okay.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. So, if you would like to give the reflection to the newly initiated devotees, please feel free to go and do that. Meanwhile, we will all settle down, as Mataji just said. We will just settle down because actually we are already running far behind, half an hour on the schedule. So, Shama Sundar Prabhu is going to start the class now.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Haribol. Shall some recite some prayers? I was going to sing the Jaya Radha Madhava, but due to the time limitations, I think I will have to skip that part. Om Agyanati Mirandasya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruvayo Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhestam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Padayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namane Ghora Tisai Namaha. Nityanandam Aham Nomi Sarva Anand Karam Param Hari Nam Pradam Devam Avadhuta Shiromani. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rasa Bhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhubhaya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Tamal Krishna Goswami Iti Namine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pasyatya Desatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to associate with you all and get your association. I'm really moved by the nice occasion that wonderful devotees took a right step in their life. And I pray to Sri Radha Madhavuri, Gaunitai, and Srinath Gopal to bestow their kind mercy upon all these candidates so they can maintain that strict vow of serving the words of their spiritual master. I was just thinking that those initiates should take some time today to write down whatever the feelings was coursing through the hearts. I think it would be a nice memory for them to carry. And whatever that you have the desire by surrendering to your Guru Maharaj, that feeling you should record it. So when you will walk on the journey of devotional life, I think it would be very helpful to remind what was the occasion and why did I surrender to my Guru Maharaj? What was the intentions that I was ready to surrender my life to the words of Guru and Krishna? I think that would be a very nice collections to keep. So with that, we will be reading the text 1 from Sistastika. And in the first verse, there are 7 benefits has been described by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So we will dwell on it, and then at the end, we will see how much benefit that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has described, that we are realizing those. And then at the end, if the time permits, we will dwell why we are not getting the benefits. So first verse, it starts with Chetu Darpanam Arjanam. The chanting Krishna's name cleanses the mirror of the heart. Because this is not the first time we are coming into this material world. This is our millions and millions trip to the material world. So during this journey coming to the material world, we have filled our consciousness with dust, dirt, material desire, and unlimited other material impressions that we carry from the previous life. So the mirror of the heart has become buried. We have been covered by millions of her. Imagine a mirror covered by Burijan Prabhu as described in the Japa book, and that our heart is filled with the dirt 30 kilometers thick. So if the heart is covered by so much dust, what would be able to see? We certainly won't see ourselves, and we would see nothing but the dirt. So who we really are remain forever unperceivable. And this cleansing process that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given will take many years, many lifetime even. Even a lifetime, or we can compile and get the result in a minute. It depends how sincere we are to utter the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So if you want Krishna's name without offense, that's the only way when we will reach to the pure stage of chanting and remove those 30 kilometers thick dust. Otherwise, we are just brushing it. Little bit dirt will go from here and there, and again it will settle in the inner core of our heart. So there is a strong process need to be implemented. And once we cleanse our heart, we will become free from the cycle of birth and death, and actually establish our living relationship with Krishna. Sukdev Goswami to Maharaj Pariksit is also giving the same message. My dear king, although Kali Yuga is full of faults, there is still one good quality about this age, and it is that simply attentive chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, one can become free from this material bondage. I always use the phrase nowadays that why we are so proud of our body. The spirit soul is sitting within this body, and this body is made with nothing but the purse, blood, urine, stool. And just because we have very thin layer of the skin, we feel very proud about this body. So by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can become promoted to the transcendental kingdom. It's confirmed in Srimad Bhagavatam 12.3.51. And also Narottam Das Thakur has rightly sung Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared as an incarnation to deliver all the fallen soul like us, rotting in this material world, hoping to become happy. But we see in the Arizona desert, you drive on the I-10 toward the California, you will see always a mirage shows us that there is a water ahead. Keep on driving until we reach to California. We will never see the water. So this is our life. Actually, our Guru Parampara has mentioned that the happiness that we are deriving in this material world is nothing but the cessation of suffering. When we are not suffering, we feel little relief, and that's the happiness. But real happiness, which is ever increasing, never stop, no suffering, no pain, no anxiety. That's the life we should shoot for. And the second is a Bhava Mahadvagani Nirvapanam. That enough dirt is removed, the great forest fire, Mahadvagani, of material life will be extinguished. Nirvapanam. The real fire within us is the sixth enemy. Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Mad, Moh, and Matsarya. Lust, anger, greed, sense of I and my, attachment, and partiality. Nobody started the forest fire. We have seen in California, lately, I think 6 months ago, there was a great forest fire in Canada that even so many airports within the US was closed down. So nobody started intentionally. It started on its own. So these 6 enemies are constantly burning us within and also from outside. What is the other burning thing from the outside? Is the threefold miseries: Adhyatmika, Adibhautik, and Adidevik. Miseries created by our own mind. We may have no problem ahead of our life, but we think so many. What will happen? What happened to my child education? What will happen to my retirement? If I lose the job, I'm gonna survive. Which we don't know that it will come in our life. But our Acharya says, I was listening to the class of Naranjan Swami Maharaj, and he was saying that even though we are not suffering on our own, just by thinking of those subject matter, we are even putting ourselves in more misery. That's real suffering. Thinking about something that we have no yet guarantee that it will happen in our life. And adibhautik, the misery is created by other living being, mosquitoes or whatever maybe. And adidevik, if we become free from these two, then always there is a natural disaster come. Either the hurricane, tornado, flooding, drought. In Houston, we don't have the rain for almost 2.5 months, and temperature was about 105 degrees constantly. Even though you water the plant, the leaves was burning due to the direct heat of the sun. So those things always be there. We will never be able to free of the miseries. So if we are thinking as a devotee, that time will come when there will be a peaceful, all the problem will be released, and then I will be able to really concentrate on chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. My dear brother and sister, don't think that time will ever come. Problem will always be there. We need to learn how to tackle the problem and remain fixed with our determinations, no matter what it happens. We are reading today the 7th verse of the Damodarastakam, which says that we should be fixed in our devotion such that nothing should deviate it. Even if you are on the deathbed, still continue chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We should commit ourselves. That's the only way we will be able to attract Krishna's attention toward us. Otherwise, there are so many people are doing so many services. Very few people can achieve the goal. So the third line is Shreya Kairava Chandrika Vitharanam Shreya. Shreya and Preya. Preya will deliver immediate result, and that's what we engross. We want to see the result very nice. And it's so unfortunate to see that, I was taking the treatment of the Ayurveda knowing that I don't want to take the allopathy medicines. But because our mentality has influenced even the Ayurvedic doctor. But they are mixing that steroid in that because people wants to see the result. I was amazed that even one of the devotee, my wife has a little high blood pressure. So we were thinking about what to do because I don't believe in allopathy. I don't want to see the doctor in my life, neither I want to go to the hospital. So we were exercising what the options do we have. And one of the devotees, he got some Patanjali, some tablets, Ayurvedic, that can balance the blood pressure. And when we saw the ingredients, it has the talc powder, which is a cancer-causing agent. So everything we see is they will cure one disease, but they will bring 20 diseases in your life. So as long as you can stay away from those medicines, even I don't believe in the flu shots or the COVID flu. There was a research was done. One of the doctor made the presentations in London in Parliament, and he made the point that all the people who died during the COVID-19, 72% of the people died due to the flu that sort, COVID-19 sort. 72%. So this is the world we are living in. So Shreya, we should look for the Shreya, not for the prayers, the immediate result. It is long lasting. And initially we may not feel the relief, but with full determination and enthusiasm, if we continue, then we will achieve that long lasting result. So happiness we will derive will be for a long, long time, eternal. Once you free your soul, you don't have to come back to this material world anymore. So at night, white lotus flower grows with the soothing moonlight. Moonlight is very pleasing. All this vegetation happen due to the moonlight, not to the sunlight. And also extremely cooling, but we are so much busy that we have no time to even go out for the walk on a full moon night. I still remember when I was child, we used to see the cloud because we were sleeping on the outside. And we can see all the beautiful star and galaxy. Now who has the time to see? Who has seen the star in the sky? Haribol, fortunate boy. But this is the thing that we have made our life in such a way that where is the happiness is there, we have no time to find it. We have been so fallen. So when we will chant very nicely, then we will be able to see everything clearly, what we should do, what we should not do, where we should give our importance in our life, where we should restrain our life. So then finally what it happened, it will destroy the ignorance and the illusions and misgiving that we have been carrying in our heart for many, many lives. And then we will become peaceful. We should never, as a devotee, we should never get angry. This is the test Krishna will run. All these tests we have to pass. Don't think by chanting 16 rounds, my Guru Maharaj used to say, chanting 16 down and following 4 principles, you will go back home, back to Godhead. He was asking which Godhead you are going. There are so many Godheads there. So, very peaceful mind, and we will be, with the peaceful mind, we will be able to concentrate our mind while we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But if our mind is disturbed with so many things, how we can concentrate when we want to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? So first thing we will have to do is to reduce the material desire. Thus Mahaprabhu has used 2 metaphors to illustrate the effect of chanting Krishna's name. A mirror to describe our identity, how fallen, how lustful, how gross dirt that we have on the heart. And the blossoming of the lotus flower that we discussed, the gradual revelations for our eternal identity, who we are. We are not giving any importance who we really are. We are spirit, soul, part and parcel of Krishna. But if we look at our life, how many times a day we spend to enlighten our soul within our heart? And unless and until your soul becomes satisfied, how you will become satisfied? Because you are not different than your soul, not this body. So we made so many nice dressing, everything wonderfully, nice house, nice arrangement, nice car. It has nothing to do with our spirit soul. And we are seeking the happiness somewhere. There is no happiness. And where there is a happiness, we have no time. How much degraded we have become. Then it says the Vidya Vadhu Jivanam. Vadhu means wife. Vidya is the wife of the holy name. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explained that just as a wife naturally follows her husband, nowadays it's difficult to find one, right? So transcendental knowledge naturally follows the chanting of Krishna's holy name. So when we chant the Mahamantra, automatically we will get the knowledge. And what is that knowledge? That we are eternal soul and our duty is nothing but to serve the Supreme Lord. This name give us our own spiritual body, keep us right by Krishna's side, and completely destroy everything related to this mortal frame of mind. As we are making all this advancement, it is nothing but distractions and more miseries. If you really feel like there was no research, no advancement was there, in India, people used to do the farming and they will work 4 months and 8 months of vacation. When the close relative marriage is there, they will spend month before that. That's the richness. What we have now. You go in the morning and come back night. You have not even a one day to celebrate. Very, very situation. We feel Prabhupada used to say that if you see any problem in the material world, and if you use your material intelligence to solve that problem, it will not solve the problem, but it will increase the problem. It's never been a time that we will be able to solve the problem with our tiny little intelligence. And then, fifth, it says, Ananda Buddhi Vardhanam. By doing proper japa in the morning, we have to wake up early in the morning. The best japa you can do, according to my experience, is between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. And my Guru Maharaj used to say the devotees, that, they will cook for the breakfast for Guru Maharaj. And Gurudev always will ask, how many rounds did you chant it? And devotee will say, oh, Gurudev, today was my deity worship. So what? Gurudev says, you wake up early, finish 16 rounds, and then go and do the deity worship. That was the standard Prabhupada. But we have lost everything slowly and slowly. So by doing that attentive japa, it gives us 2 results. What is there? We become always joyful. It's not that devotee's life, there is no problem will come. But the way they will take and tackle the problem is totally at the different level. Devotee, you will never see in anxiety who is chanting properly, no matter whatever it happen in our life. Even though our dearmost relative will leave this world, they will not feel. There is some feelings is there, but we know our journey. We will not take it like sorrow and cry and cry. It is not good when person died. Relatives should never cry because the soul was in association with you. He has to make his journey alone, and now he have to leave this. Everybody seeing that everyone is crying. We are making difficult time for the departed soul. We should blissfully chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to give them a wonderful journey ahead. So we will achieve our natural condition of blissfulness. We should be blissful. Satchitananda, chanting the holy name, release it in the heart, and ever increasing open of transcendental bliss. But the problem that we have, because we are not attentive when we chant, we do the sloppy round. Count 16 round and put it the japa back. This is the day duty is over. So when we chant, we are touching the Lord actually, because we say that Krishna's holy name and Krishna is non-different. So when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we are constantly touching Krishna's. And we will become slowly fixed in our knowledge and will become enlightened. This is the process has been given, that within even the suffering material world we can live joyful life. It's not that we have to wait until we go to the Goloka Vrindavan and become happy. We should feel jubilant at every moment while living in this material world. And what is it says? Next, Pratipadam Purna Amrita Swadana. Swadana becomes full, Purna. And that taste is Amrit, nectarian. So we will be relish the nectarian taste for which this soul is hankering for millions of life. And the soul separated from Krishna lives in a desert. There is no water in the desert, but still, to satisfy the thirst, we turn to follow the mirage. And sometimes we reach to the death valley and death. So there is no way to satisfy our hankering, but the holy name is fully satisfying, and chanting saturate the soul with the rich nectar of Krishna's service. But we are not attentive. We are not focusing when we chant the holy name. And then it says, Sarva Atma Swanapam. When we chant the holy name, it bathes the soul, cleansing all subtle and gross contaminations by chanting Krishna's name. And it will destroy all the anarthas like dirt get removed when we take shower. And when we all anarthas is removed, we will feel fresh and very peaceful. So if you are not feeling peaceful and you are not feeling fresh, or if you have to apply the force to chant the Hare Krishna or to render the devotional service, that means that we are chanting in the stage of anartha, offenses. And then it says, Param Vijayate Srikrishna Sankirtanam. How we will derive all the 7 benefits that we describe by chanting Krishna's holy name. Holy name gives these 7 effects. And if you have not yet experienced something wrong in our practices. And this is Param means supremely victorious. Jayate means victorious over the material existence. Even we live in this material world, it will become spiritual world. We can experience this great saintly personality. They feel they are living in the spiritual world. They have no connection with this material world. Shri Sri Radha Madhav Hari and associate ki jai. So now the question arises, why we achieve neither the attractions for Krishna's holy name, nor the 7 results by chanting described in the first verse of Sixtastikam? We should ask the questions. The holy name is all victorious. Why then don't all those who chant the holy name quickly achieve these 7 benefits? This whole world gets changed. It's a misfortune that by taking the initiation, you must set a good example that other people should get attracted looking at our life. But because we are not doing our duty properly, we are unable to attract the mass of people, which are suffering like anything. They need the help. And we have taken a shelter, and if we exhibit our life so nicely, automatically people will get attracted. If you have no duality, if you have no malice in your mind, you don't have envy in your heart, no criticize any devotees or anybody. Who we are to criticize anybody? Krishna is always in charge. He is the supreme controller. Do you think that we can change the situation? If that was the case, why we are suffering? But we want to be a controller. We want to sow. And that's a miserable thing. So the holy name is all victorious. Why then we are not experiencing the result? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu give answer in that second verse of Sixtastikam. Nama namakari bahuda nija sarva saktis tatharapi niyamitaha varnani nakalaha etadrustava kripa bhagwan mamapi durdaidam idrupam ihajani nayanagraha. O my Lord, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, your holy name alone can render all benedictions upon the living being, and therefore you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. And in this transcendental name, you have invested all your transcendental energies, and there is no hard and fast rule to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Even while sitting on the toilet, you can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Gopal Guru Goswami one time, he was walking around and he saw the one person, he was holding his tongue. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was present and Gopal Guru Goswami. That's a wonderful, that where we go in Jagannath Puri. There is a wonderful place called Gambhira, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu passed his last 24 years, after 18 years, after having the trip to South India, confined in very small room, 10 by 10. That temple, Radhakan temple, was developed by Gopal Guru Goswami, very exalted personality. And it says that when he left this world, his body was on a fire par. And his disciple was Dhyanachandra Goswami. Wonderful devotees, disciplic succession. And what happened? That the government came because that temple was run through the government. Some arrangement was done with Gopal Guru Goswami. But when he left, they make the raid at the temple and they wants to take over the control. Now the Dhyanachandra, his disciple, Gopal Guru Goswami instructed that now this is your mission to make sure that worship goes on eternally. So Dhyanachandra Goswami went to the fire par where the body was lying of Gopal Guru Goswami. Looking at the sincere desire of the disciple, he wake up. He became alive. And he asked his disciple Dhyanachandra Goswami, what is the anxiety you have? And when Dhyanachandra mentioned to him that government is now taking control, so you have given me the prime duty to worship them, Sri Radhakan, and I cannot do. So Gopal Guru Goswami came, sit with the government people, and then he just got a look that nobody can see where he went. So these are the great personalities. You have invested all your transcendental energy and there is no hard and fast rule. So that he was holding the tongue and person was cleaning his body. And when Gopal Guru Goswami saw that, he went and he corrected the devotee. Why you are holding the tongue? And he said, because I'm in a cleansing process, I don't want to contaminate the holy name. He said, who told you Harinam can be contaminated? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was standing little further away when he saw the discussion between the Gopal Guru Goswami and that person. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he named him Gopal Guru Goswami. So there is no limit for chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. My Lord, you have so kindly made approach to you easy by your holy name. But unfortunate as I am, I have no attractions. Durdaivam means unfortunate. In Bhajan Rahasya, Bhakti Vinoda Thakur lists the causes. So now we will have 20 minutes left. So we will try to see what are the root causes that we are not become attracted to Krishna and His holy name. So very briefly, I don't have time to go in detail, but I just want to just say those things. So all the Srutadhar listening one time, I hope that you will remember. There are 4 causes for the lack of taste. The first of the causes, Tattva Vibram. If you only superficially understand the truth, Tattva, of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching, we become confused, Vibhrama, about how to progress in devotional life. So lacking the spiritual depth to realize just how tiny we are bewilder us into the conviction that we are actually significant. Right? Everybody felt, I'm so and so, I'm so and so. So filled with our own importance, we think the world should revolve around us, our desire, and we become frustrated and angry when it doesn't happen. This is the root cause of our anger. So our consciousness captured by the false ego prove that we lack self-knowledge. We should live a life the way we want to live the life. We should not become a subservient to all these material influence and illusions. We should decide how we want to live the life and we should exhibit in our life. That's real life. We don't want to go to the work. If the company doesn't give you the check after 15 days, tell me who will wake up in the morning and drive to go to the work? It's just money. And money is captivating us. The important thing what we have to do, We are going after the broken glasses where the diamond is available. That's our situation. So although being Krishna's eternal servant implies that we have an eternal relations with him. And you look at in the Goloka Vrindavan, you know, that the Gopas and all these, they go to the Vrindavan to take the cows and calf. When they become hungry, what they have to do? This is say Krishna, we are hungry. Then Krishna has to make the arrangement. Any danger come, so many demons come. What they have to do? Just Krishna, protect us. Simple. Krishna will provide everything. Have you seen any living being that can die because there is no food? No one. Even including the ants. Everybody find their way. But we have assumed that unless I work under the corporate world which is sucking our blood, just giving the money, ruin our life, and we become servant of them. Boss say, you have to work today until midnight, 2 o'clock. We surrender. But we never think that let me one day at least try to wake up at 2 o'clock and chant the holy name. Not the boss is calling you every night, but we have no impetus. So we have actually turned our back on Krishna and have tried to separate ourselves from his intrinsic relationship that can never be broken. Even though we don't accept him, still he provides the main ingredient to exist our life. Sun, heat, air, and water. Who is providing it? We dearly play to those people who manipulate and bring it to our house. Dearly play all the bills. But who is giving? If you go to the hospital and if you are on oxygen, how much you will pay? $10,000 a day. But he is giving free air. We never appreciate. Something that come easy, we never appreciate. Because Krishna is giving free of charge. You know, this is like this, it's like a donkey. When he carry the load, the owner will give him the green grass after he carry a working whole day alone. And donkey has the thinking in his mind, unless I carry the whole load whole day, then I can get the green grass. But he is not seeing that when he is carrying the load, both sides his green grass is available. He just dump that load and become free and have the green grass anytime. So we should also feel like that. When you surrender to Krishna, Krishna will take care. We should have boldness in our life, not become a beggar. If you want to become a beggar of our sampradaya. Beg the mercy of those Guru Parampara who can bless us and give us the directions. So, how deep our realization and surrender to this practice? Very little. How much are we dedicating? Not even 10% of our energy. We want to consume everything for us. But the real happiness comes when you share. That is the real wealth. You know, if the beggar has the one chapati, right? That whole day he was hungry and somebody was kind enough to give him one chapati. Other beggar will come and he will say, oh brother, I don't have anything. What the beggar will do? He will tear it down the chapati half and half. We don't have that feeling in our heart. We are so consumed by our own requirement. And that list is so long, we will never be able to accomplish anyway. So the second cause of our misfortune is asat trishna. First, for the temporary thing. What is eternal? What can stay always with us? We have no interest. Everything we see, except the holy name and our soul, there is nothing permanent in this life. Don't think that even husband and wife will be together. One party has to live early. Second has to live alone. Guaranteed. This is the world we are living on. And who knows? We were on the Zoom call and one Mataji always joined, and at 3:40, she said, Prabhuji, I have to leave the Zoom call. I said, what happened? And he said that my neighbor, he's only 52-year-old. When he went to the sleep, do you know that he has thought that I will never wake up? 52 years old with no sickness. He left the world at 3:40 in the morning. Everyone, we don't know that we have to see tomorrow's sunshine, but we think about 100 years after our retirement. I give 3 advice to the Grihastha. Don't take anxiety for children education. Tell them when they are young that you have to make your career yourself. If you are going to go for the further education, you have to take a loan or become smart and put a lot of effort that you will get the scholarship. Don't fund them. They will earn the money and they can pay their loan back. That's one advice. Second advice, don't spend money more than 10,000 in marriage. Because in marriage, nobody, I can assure you, ask anybody will even sincerely pray for the well-being of the new way. They socialize. Why want to feed those people and spend the money? No blessings whatsoever. For what purpose you are inviting? And third thing, when I was telling this thing, then one lady then asked, but Prabhuji, how about the retirement? And I said, show me one family who has no money when he died. Everybody left behind so much money. So why you worry about your retirement? Show me one example that they don't have any money. So become free from this anxiety. Unnecessarily burden we are getting. So also, we maintain pity desire for material comfort. We need to have a nice house, big house. I can't stop to give that example. One of the medical doctor, we have a very good friendship. And then even though he doesn't come to the temple, he said, Prabhuji, you have to come to my house. I said, okay. So it was a beautiful 12-bedroom home, very nice, 40 by 30. His bathroom was 20 foot by 10 foot. He was giving me the tour. He has the nice lake in the backyard with fountain running. And then I said, okay, Prabhu, now let's sit down. I said, doctor, what time do you get up? He said, 6 o'clock. I said, why? I have to go to the work at 7 o'clock. So what do? We just do the brush, cleanse our body, take shower, take hurry, breakfast and go. Doctor, what time you come back? He said, earliest we come home is 8:30, sometime 10 o'clock. I said, what do you do after you come home? He said, well, we'll take dinner, turn on TV a little bit, and then we go to sleep. So I said, doctor, when you are sleeping, you must be keeping your eyes open, right? Because you have a vaulted ceiling. You are sleeping in a 40 foot by 30 foot bedroom. If you can close your eyes, how you are enjoying that masterpiece? And he was really become serious. And he came and sit down with very close to me. He said, Prabhu, this is all illusion. If one doctor build 8 bedroom, we want to build 10 bedroom. If I have a Mercedes, we want to have a Tesla. This is ongoing. And then he revealed, Prabhu, I'm so much in anxiety because he does his practice in partnership. He said, I'm always worried, Prabhu, I cannot sleep. That if something happen in our partnership, how I'm going to pay all these mortgages. You know, richness was in India, I still remember. There was nothing you can buy on the mortgage. Whatever the cash money have, you buy that. And actually, whoever borrowed the money, they were in Gujarat, we used to call Devadar. Means who is borrowing the money from somebody. That was a very low position in the society. And we look at our whole life over here, everything on the borrowed money. We have become Devadar. When we become proud, I have a big house. We desire the pleasure, we need some power. So these are all the anarthas is keeping us within this material world. So this attitude is actually self-centered and has little to do with bhakti, not for the satisfaction of Krishna. And the third cause is Hrudaya Durbalyam, refer to 2 related weaknesses. Attachment to the object which has no relations with Krishna. How many things that we are attached? You know, when I moved to the US, one financial planner did a great service to me, Vanita Van Kaspel. When I read the book, he said, do not build the garage in your house. because 90% of the garage used for nothing but to store the junk thing. And we park car outside on the street. See it and you will see it. We get so many things which has no use. And she said every 6 months you should take an inventory. If you have not touched the thing in 6 months, there is not a way that you will even touch the thing. But we keep on holding. We never wants to give up. And deceit, all finding, and we desire for the fame. If somebody says something nice to you, you will be very happy. But if somebody says the true thing, what you need to improve, you will become his enemy. Even though he is the most well-wisher of you. They are the one who is telling you that this is wrong, Prabhu. Don't do it. And whenever say somebody, you are not right, we don't want to see their face. Get away from my life. How much polluted our mind has become. We don't want to hear nothing, just our own glory. So as a sadhaka, Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakur notes that we should be especially careful of the hankering for fame. This is the first pride, is the first step of fall down. Krishna will never accept any pride. Krishna left the rasa dance just because the gopis were thinking that Krishna is only dancing with me. He don't like it. He left the place. And we maintain the pride. And we think that we want to associate with Krishna. It will be extremely difficult. And what is the final fourth cause of misfortune? Is aparadha. We commit offenses when we chant. We are not attentive. We are not hearing. We are not even properly pronouncing the Hare Krishna Mahamatra. For the new initiates, I humbly request, don't rush. Chanting is nothing but the expression of our love and devotion to the divine people. Dwell on this point. Chant very attentively, even if it's take, I know Ramapat Swami Maharaj at this, after so many years of chanting, still he take 12-13 minutes around. Don't rush and finish 5 minutes, 6 minutes around. Don't chant lousy round. You will never get any benefit. And that's what we have done. Our whole life we have been chanting, but no change in our life. We do the living the same way as we live before took initiation. So what is the difference? So please be attentive and chant your round in the morning. The best thing is to go to the bed at 8 o'clock. Work around that schedule. You know, it was very nice. Other day I was sitting with His Holiness Rita Dhwaj Maharaj in Houston. And the alarm was ringing at 7:30. And I said, Maharaj, what is that alarm for? And he said, this is my signal that I have 20 minutes. Get ready, go to the bed. So he doesn't have the alarm clock to wake up, but he has the alarm clock to remind this is the time to go to bed. And if you go to the family manner, automatically without alarm, you will get up at 2 o'clock. Very easily. But this is something that we need to mold it. And I request everyone that from 8 o'clock, whatever time you are going to the sleep, just write down the note for 15 days, exactly what activity you are doing. And then see how many productive things are you doing and how many useless wastage of time. We are wasting our wonderful time. So to understand the aparadha, they adversely affect our ability to achieve the result of chanting. And we should remember that Krishna and his holy name are non-different. This means that as Krishna is a person, so his holy name is also a person. And committing Nama Aparadha therefore means that we are insulting the Nama Prabhu. And it is only natural that he does not award his full mercy because we don't deserve it. We are offenders. How can you get the love when we offend somebody? Impossible. We see in the material world even. If you offend someone, do you think that he will be kind to you? No. But when we do the spiritual practices, that's what we are doing. We are offending at every level. It's not that how nicely you paint the deity, how nicely you dress the deity. What intention you have that you're doing the service to the deity is more important. Do a little deeper. We have taken a vow to give our life to the Lord, Krishna and Guru. We will be keep on suffering many, many lives. There is no end of suffering if we don't change our life. So devotional life is ever changing. It's not stagnant. And if you see your devotional practice remain same for many years, you should wake up and think why. Because we are not making any advancement. Holy name is so sweet. If you get one time the taste, you will never want to give that priority to anything else in your life. So in Bhakti Sandarbha, Srila Jiva Goswami also note that aparadha are those things that block us from achieving the attachment to the holy name. Extremely careful. We recite every day, right? 10 offenses before we chant the holy name. But are we really attentive? Look at you around. My Guru Maharaj used to say that by seeing the face of a devotee, I can tell how good chanting he is doing. He looks always blissful, happy mood. And when we present our face to our Guru Maharaj, it's pitiable. And in attention come, we have only 2 minutes. I'll try to finish. 3 things is very important that create the inattention in our chanting. Audasinya. We are apathetic toward the devotional service. Allah, lack of fixed determination. We are fixed. We don't miss any eating. We don't miss going to the work. We don't miss going for the vacation. But when the Janmashtami come, our Guru Maharaj Vyas Puja come, we have no time to take off. Jadya, laziness, inertia is another obstruction. Keep the company of the devotee who are fixed in their practice. That's the only way you will be able to get rid of this laziness. Look at their life. They never deviated, no matter what it is. Sometimes I have never slept even a one moment. But 2 o'clock in the morning, I want to start chanting. I have to start chanting. That determination is required. And vikshep, distraction. While we chant the holy name even, distraction come. Misplacing of one attention or engagement not directly connected to the sadhana bhakti. It's so nice to see that as soon as we put our hand in the japa page, all that we have to do during the daytime will come like a long list, to-do list, right? This is our mind. Oh, I have done this, I have to do this. One time, Maharaj was giving the class and he said, when I was chanting, because they are so humble and they just want to give us the lesson, not that they have the thought. But Maharaj was saying that when I was chanting, I was thinking that I have to replace the muffler today, 4 o'clock in the morning. Who is open to change the muffler until 9 o'clock? The thoughts we carry. So these are some of the things that we have to be attentive. If you are not attentive, no matter how many lives you keep on chanting, there is no change in our life will come. Simplified your life. And of all this inattention, the distraction is the root cause. But I was listening my Guru Maharaj class and he made one deeper. All these 10 offenses that we have toward the holy name, the main root cause is inattention. And the root cause for the inattention is the topmost is not even the distractions. It's I and mine. Materially engrossment of our life. How we remain attached to the material life. That is the root cause of our distractions. So hope and feel Sorry, I take 1 minute of your more time. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I don't think that we have a time for question and answers.
Should we take some questions?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, if anybody has any questions, I think we can take it now for Prabhu.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
So we all know that Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and the potency is like it's sweeter than honey. But what usually happens is when we like suppose if one day I wake up at 2 a.m. or 3:30 whatever, and I started chanting, and I felt more better than what I was feeling the previous day. So that makes sense that yes, I was chanting attentively. But what usually happens is we get the taste, but but there is very like subtle difference between how we should know that it is not me who I want to enjoy. It is Krishna will get the pleasure. So how we can differentiate that?
Right. First of all, that if we are not satisfying Krishna, the happiness will not come in your heart.
Correct.
So when you feel satisfied means you are serving with a nice mood and devotion. And when we have this experience, we should imbibe more. That okay, I have seen so many devotees, they attest to me that when they finish their 16 round before they go to the work, the day goes very smooth. And the day that they are not attentive to the round, it's a reflect on the day's life. It's very simple. If we keep our eyes and mind open to see what thing is happening in our life, we will see for sure difference. Yeah.
And one more last, that how to be satiated in spiritual life, because what usually happens is when we like are doing one seva and then we do somebody else doing some other seva, then we are like, oh, I am not doing what I'm not doing enough. Like how we should know that whatever I'm doing is enough? Because like if we think that there is no boundary to any seva we want to do.
Yes.
So how we should think and feel that yes, whatever I am doing is enough, and it's not my laziness or my lethargy which is like overcoming me.
Rupa Goswami in Nectar of Devotion, he mentioned 64 angas of bhakti. And then out of those 64, then he said 5 is topmost prominent, which is to live in a dham, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, read Srimad Bhagavatam, associate with the devotees, and do the deity worship. Then Rupa Goswami is revealing out of those 5 prominent items, one item is prominent, which is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So no matter what the service is, it should become subservient to the holy name. Holy name should be our topmost priority. I was just reading our Acharya's notebook. That holy name should remain as a prime goal, even while do any other angas of bhakti, like you do the deity worship. It has to accompany with chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We are doing the deity worship, but nobody is stopping your tongue. You can always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If you are cooking for the Lord, you can always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Any service that you are doing, collecting, buying the bhoga, does anyone stop us chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra? And really our Acharya says that all the devotional other practices must be accompanied by the Hare Krishna Mahamantra to get the full benefit of that activity. So if you see in all the Acharya's life, it has mentioned that Hare Krishna Mahamantra is the topmost priority in our life. And Prabhupada says out of all these instructions, like every initiation gives, the topmost instructions is to follow, to chant 16 rounds is the most important of all the instructions Guru Maharaj can give. So this is the life. And what we are going to do when we go to the Goloka Vrindavan, all the eternal associates, constantly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, because that's give the pleasure to the soul. So this is something that we have to do, eternally. Think about it. That's something that you have to do eternally. Why can't we make it perfect, that process? Why we want to do haphazard for the most important thing? We should select a room where you're gonna chant every day. Select a peaceful room where is no distraction, not in the office area. Because once you sit down in the office, you will think nothing but the work. Have a separate room. Even if the closet is very good, 6x6 closet, clean it up the closet, give up those so many clothes we hang on, and sit in the closet, close the door, and chant Hare Krishna. We should not have any activities except chanting when we have to chant the holy name. We should not run around with the big bead bag and work on the Sunday feast and still our finger is moving, touching the bead, and we associate. That's totally offense. You should not touch your bead when you are not ready to give the attention. And this small thing, we take it as a granted and we never change. Only time that we should pick up the beads when you know that you will be able to concentrate and chant. Don't make it like this, keeping and talking. I hope that helps. Anybody has any? Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
I'm not Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
How does the benefits of chanting compare to the benefits of doing kirtan or seva?
Kirtan is also good. Like if you go to the Sankirtan on the street, which is very, very good. Distribute the book and do the chanting, wonderful. But for our basic rules is we need to dedicate our life for the chanting. That's what our Acharya has done. If you look at all our Acharyas, until Srila Prabhupada came, all the Acharyas used to say that if you are drowning in an ocean, right, your water is right up to here. Just few space there that you are still breathing. That's the condition we are. And if you want to even not like that, you need to chant 64 rounds a day. That was the rule. Prabhupada came to the Western world and all his disciples requested Prabhupada that so difficult. Prabhupada says, okay, chant 32 rounds. And devotees again go back and tell Prabhupada, it's so difficult. Prabhupada said, okay, now minimum 16, no more bargain. So that's why, Prabhupada, when we take initiation, Prabhupada used to say minimum, not that you have to stop at 16. But our habit is when you do 16 rounds, the Japa bag will go in the corner of the house until next morning. Right? You are so brilliant. I'm really impressed. May Krishna bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, Prabhuji. Haribol.
Listening all these talks, I feel so inspired, Prabhuji. But why it didn't last long? I mean, we initiate something, but it's very difficult to maintain. Our mind is so cunning.
Right.
It will start comparing. Oh, their scenario is something different. Your scenario is something different. Go little slow. Why you're rushing and all those.
Right.
How to keep the pulse check and take it serious.
Yes. Like, when every morning I wake up, when I do the prayer, I always think, this is my last day. And you pray, looking at the mirror, not just think, but just take it for granted that this is my last day in this world. What would you do? Would you go to work? You will take off. Would you do any nonsense thing? What you will do, you will lovingly spend some time whoever you meet, because you know that you are not going to see that person again. All these family members are living with us. We don't have the love and affections for them. We take it for granted. That wife must cook for me, wife must do this, husband should do this. But we are missing the real point. Are we really caring about each other through the love and affections? Take it seriously when you look it in the mirror tomorrow morning and you see how your day will unfold for you every day, because you don't know which day is there like other person. He went to bed. Did he know that he is not going to wake up? Same thing can happen to us. Why we are sure about this, which is not in our hand? Krishna can take away anytime. So the best thing, Prabhu, I recommend, you do one thing, is do around one thing, is going to bed at 8 o'clock. No matter what is happen, wind down everything. Nothing will miss in this material world if you stop accepting call it my relative or nobody. My phone doesn't ring because they knows. I put it on the phone, no disturbance after 8 p.m. Any emergency come, everything will find their solution. You don't have to attend those. And if you go at 8 o'clock, I don't think that you will need the alarm clock to get up at 2 o'clock. You can chant your round, you can do so many things. Even I want to address to these wonderful sadhus who are sitting in the front. Please change your time. In Gurukul, they used to put them bed at 7:30 p.m. and they get to use up at 3:30 in the morning. And what happened? As you will go to the college and university, you will be studying until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. At least I'm really requesting some family in Houston also, I'm begging that keep a couple of children were very young so we can train them nicely. Put them to the rest. If husband and wife goes to bed, children will go to bed and their life will become so successful. Because what they are doing in college, I have that, at the Texas A&M, and last one I give that class at LSU, Louisiana State University. And one person who is doing the PhD, he says, Prabhu, that what your thought is wonderful. We are unnecessarily burden our body, which is already filled with tiredness. We just come in the evening, take a little dinner, and then we study up to 2 o'clock. Mind is not fresh, body is not fresh. I guarantee you that 6 hours of that 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. study, if you go to the bed and wake up early in the morning, you will do the same thing in 3 hours. Try to manage your time. These particularly the sadhus who are sitting in the front, please change your life. And you will be known as a great hero in this world if you do one thing right. Go to bed at 7:30, wake up at 3:30. Your homework and everything get done, and you chant whatever 7, 8 rounds before you go to the school. Krishna will make you hero. Okay? I will check with you. Who are your parents? Haribol. Haribol. No, really, we need to change the way we are living. Uselessly, we are wasting our time and we think, oh, I'm not getting any benefit. I join in ISKCON movement, but our face is always filled with anxiety. That's not the life. Any other questions? So, we should end. Thank you very much for your kind associates. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, let's give a good round of applause for Prabhu again. So next on the schedule is Shatarupa Mataji. She's going to do Bhakti Vinod Thakur's bhajan and also do the translation and speak about it a little bit. And then after that, we will have Prashadam. And then 1 o'clock, we had Hansini on the schedule, 1 to 1:30. We'll see how things go. Actually, we'll see how we keep up with the time. But that was the schedule. And then we had the panel discussion after that. Then we have... then I'm after forgetting now. After that, the schedule continues. Then I think we'll be okay. But we just have to look at the time now, how we can do this. But after Shatarupa Mataji's presentation will be Prashadam.
Hare Krishna. So this every bit of it. So that I'm just paraphrasing. So the sweetness of Nrsingadev is that when we seek protection and seek the blessings and his mercy on us to move forward to our Vrindavan goals, Nrsingadev will be with us. I'm going to read the translation first. Within my sinful heart, the 6 enemies headed by lust perpetually reside, as well as duplicity, the desire for fame plus sheer cunning. At the lotus feet of Lord Nrsinga, I hope that he will mercifully purify my heart and give me the desire to serve Lord Krishna. We heard about in this morning the initiation class that Maharaj spoke. One of the verses was a disciple should learn from the spiritual master to serve the Lord without duplicity. That was one of the verses. So now we are going to pray to Nrsingadev to please empower me to learn this from my spiritual master and also give me the ability to see where I am duplicitous, because if we don't even see it, we cannot really move on either. So this is the first prayer Bhakti Vinod Thakur is writing for us to pray to Nrsingadev. Prabhu, would you like to say something? And the second verse, if you see, weeping, I will beg at the lotus feet of Lord Narasimha for the benediction of worshipping Radha and Krishna in Navadvip, perfectly safe and free from all difficulties. When will this Lord Hari, whose terrible form strikes fear into fear itself, ever become pleased and show me his mercy? This verse also, it's so nice to just sing this bhajan after hearing so much since yesterday. Just now we heard from Shyamasundar Prabhu that all the difficulties that we have actually sprout from inattention, and then inattention also sprouts from our I and mind conception we just heard. That's the origin of all the difficulties. And now we are requesting Nrsingadev to just remove all these and then establish us in worshipping Sri Radha and Krishna. And Bhakti Vinod Thakur is writing in Navadvip. That's even more beautiful. And when we see the next verse, even though Lord Narasimha is terrifying towards the sinful souls, he offers great auspiciousness unto the devotees of Lord Krishna, headed by Prahlad Maharaj. When will he be pleased to speak words of compassion unto me, a worthless fool, and thereby make me fearless? Once again, he is the Lord who awards fearlessness, and that's what actually is even needed. If when Prabhu spoke just now, there's moment to moment we are keeping on thinking of planning for future or this or that, multiple things because of fear of something, fear of not having something. But when Narasimhadev can remove all those fears and we can just fix fully paying attention to our chanting of the holy name and serving the spiritual master and Krishna, then that's all we need, right? The fear and envy, these two are like, I've always heard that pride, envy, or fear and envy are like two sides of the coin. It's like constantly driving us in this material world. Even though we may actually feel like we are fearless, but there's always subtlety built into our system, fear. That's why for conditioned soul, the basic four things are, eating, sleeping, mating, but then defending is something that happens even when one is at, sleep. We may be asleep, but then something crawls over, we'll just like defend. So the fear is there. So we seek Narasimhadev to remove this existential fear of living in this world of asat. This is very difficult to live here, but with Narasimhadev it's possible. So the next verse. Now, Bhaktivinoda Thakur requested Narasimhadev, when will he speak to me? That's what he said in the previous verse. Now he says, he will say. So Narasimhadev will come and tell us, dear child, sit down freely and live happily here in Sri Gauranga Dham. May you nicely worship the divine couple and may you develop loving attachment for their holy names. By the mercy of my devotees, all obstacles are cast far away. With a purified heart, just perform the worship of Sri Radha and Krishna. For such worship overflows with sweet nectar. So all this fearlessness, detachment, everything is possible, or overcoming duplicity, all these are possible only by association of devotees. If that is not there, then this uncovering of our true self is not an easy journey, or it's not even possible. So here, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us the words to pray so that we can pray for the right thing. On the last verse, now Narasimhadev said in the previous verse that sit down and then in Gauranga Dham chant and serve Radha and Krishna. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, saying this, will that Lord delightedly place his own divine lotus feet upon my head? I will experience sublime love for the divine couple Radha Krishna and undergo the ecstatic transformations called Sattvika. Falling on the ground, I will roll about at the door of Sri Narasimhadev's temple. So these are the beautiful prayers from Sri Navadvip Bhavataranga. We are going to sing now with all our hearts towards Sri Sri Radha Madhav Hari and Narasimhadev, Giriraj, everyone is here. We'll try to really bring our attention, our heart, and remove other thoughts if they come. Just keep them on the shelf and then focus on this. And this bhajan is also going to be very impactful because today evening we are going to hear instructions of Bhaktivinoda Thakur on holy name. by His Holiness Rompad Maharaj. So, what a nice setting. We are going to sing, praying, and then hear from a saintly person about, this wonderful Acharya in our disciplic succession and his instructions on holy name. So let's go for it. Please follow after. It will be call and response. हे दुष्टा हृदय कामा आदिरि पूछा कुटिनाति प्रतिष्ठा सा सत्य सदारा हे दुष्टा हृदय कामा आदिरि पूछा कुटिनाति प्रतिष्ठा सा सत्य सदारा हृदया शोदानारा कृष्ण रामसाना नृसिंहाचरणे मुरा हे तो हृदया शोदानारा कृष्ण रामसाना नृसिंहाचरणा हे तो कामा Andya Narasimha pade magibo kakana ira pade navadvipe jugala bhaja Andiya Narasimha Pade Magibo Prakhana Nirapade Navadvipe Jugala Bhajana Bhaya 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 Darshane se hari prasanna hoy ibo kabe more doya kori Bhaya 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 Darshane se hari prasanna hoy ibo more doya kori Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. यद्यपि विषादा मूर्ति दुष्ट जीवा प्राति प्रहलादादि कृष्ण भक्त जन भद्रायाति प्रसन्ना सकृ पावतारे निर्भया करिबे मूढ़ाय किंचने वचंडय बेशे हो वत्सा श्री गौरंगा दामे जुगला बजाना हाउ राती हाउ ना स्वचंडे पेशो हे वत्सा श्री मम भक्त पावले विघ्न जावे तू शुद्ध चित्ते भजो राधा कृष्ण रास लक्षु मम भक्त के पावले विघ्न शुद्ध चित्ते भजो राधा कृष्ण रास Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. हे बोलिका बे मोरा मस्तकायुका स्त्रियाशी चरणा हर्षे दोरी बेश्वा बोली कबे मोरा मस्तकायुका स्त्रिया श्री चरणा हर्षे दोर्वेश्वा अमनी जुगाला प्रेमे स्वातिका विकारे धराया लुटी वो आमी चीन सिंह द्वार जुगाला प्रेमे सात्विका विकार ताराया लुटी वो चीन सिंह द्वार Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe. Louder, louder. Let's call out. Everybody. Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe, Radhe Radhe Govinda, Govinda Radhe. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prahlad Nashinga, Jaya Prahlad Nashinga, Jaya Prahlad Nashinga, Jaya Prahlad Nashinga. Jaya Prahlad Nashinga, Jaya Prahlad Nashinga, Jaya Prahlad Nashinga, Jaya Prahlad Nashinga. Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai. Jaya Radha Madha Hari, Radha Madha Hari Radhe. Jai Radha Madha Hari Shri Radhe. Jai Radha Madha Hari Shri Radhe. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Jaya Giri Govardhan. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Jai Srila Bhakti Vinoda Thakur Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Aturupa Mataji, for the wonderful recitation and also translation and summary of Bhakti Vinod Thakur's bhajan. We appreciate it. So next, really now we are going to have Prashadam, and at 1 o'clock, Hansini is going to sing a kirtan. So, but then, yeah, 1 o'clock. So again, everybody can continue having prashad.